What's going on, people? I'm just about finished up with section one of the program, just waiting for some feedback from some people. I'm going to put it up a little bit and then it'll be available. Hopefully, don't know, towards the end of the week, maybe. And it will be completely free. First section is completely free. It's just some of the basics that I went through when I started out on my journey, which I think quite a lot of people will probably enjoy. So that's free. The only thing that I ask is that you, if you do enjoy it, that you share it with a friend, share the page, just anything that you can do to support. And that would be very much appreciated. But what I wanted to share today was just a few things off of that program. And I realise it's a little bit early as you haven't had the program yet, but I will explain what the parts are, why they were, when they started. So the first thing that I did, which was 2 days into my journey, was my list. Now, the list, as a basic description, is things that you like about yourself or things that you love about yourself. And the reason I did this was because I was actually, funnily enough, I was sitting in a pub garden and I was with people, but I wasn't listening to anyone. My brain was just chattering away with lots of negative thoughts, telling myself bad things about myself. And it was really difficult to straighten my head out. Now, at this time, I was practicing meditation, but not regularly, not fully, and didn't really understand it well enough to be able to use it in circumstances like this. So what I did was I sat there and I wrote a list of things that I like about myself. And it wasn't easy. It was really fucking difficult, surprisingly difficult. And I think I started with about 3 things and I was stuck. I couldn't find any more things that I liked about myself. Bearing in mind at this time in my life, I'm suicidally depressed, right? So trying to think about things that you like about yourself is pretty fucking difficult at that time. But I persevered anyway. And by the end of that evening, I had a list of about 10 things. And I felt better. Instantly felt a little bit better about myself. So I carried on. And I still do it to this day. I don't do it on paper anymore. I do it in my head and just list things that I like about myself. But I carried on for a few weeks and just kept mounting up these things that I liked about myself. And I think I ended up with about 20, 25, 26. And funnily enough, they're still on my phone. I keep them on my phone and I do go over some of them sometimes, not in a little while because I do it in my head now, but I do still have it there if I ever need to go back to it. And just this simple little task made me feel a little bit better. And it's so simple, but we often in life forget the good things because the negative things are so apparent. You know, there's things that you don't like doing. There's things that you have to do that you don't want to do. There's prominent things about everyone that they don't like about themselves because we're forced to see these images of all these other people that can make us feel inferior, you know. And there's, in the world of social media, you're hearing all of these people talk and you're hearing about these people's lifestyles, and it's going to make you feel down, or potentially make you feel down, depending on how you look at it. You know, it's like looking at the front cover of Men's Health magazine or Glamour magazine. You're going to see these models that are perfectly airbrushed and have fucking 6-pack abs and shit like that. And then you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to go, well, I don't have that. So, like, that's something I don't like about myself. But do they actually have that, or is it just airbrushed, you know? Or are they taking steroids and shit? Or are they going to the gym fucking 5 times a day to look that way? Do they have the time for that? Do you? Probably not, you know? So it's just taking these little things on board and just remembering things that you do like about yourself and that you do love about yourself. And when you begin this practice and you start really getting into it, it's when you start cultivating self-love, right? And self-love it's not vain, it's not arrogant, it's not being big-headed or anything like that. it's just simply appreciating yourself and accepting yourself for who you are, right? Because there's still things that I don't like about myself. Don't get me wrong. There's still certain things that I don't like about myself, but I absolutely fucking adore myself, right? Now that's not vain and that's not arrogant at all. That is me accepting myself for who I am and what I am and why I am, you know? Because what's the point in going through life not enjoying the person that you are with 24/7? I spent 25 years doing that, right? It's not fun. I spent 3 years enjoying the person I am, and it's a lot better, I can promise you that. But what come after the list was the promise. Now, the promise is very, very simple. It is a promise to yourself that you set in stone, that you keep private. It's just for you. And it's what you want to achieve. It's who you want to be. And it's a promise to yourself to do what you have to do in life, right? Now mine, I'm actually sharing mine on the program because, well, for an example, and because why not? But mine's very simple. Mine's very, very simple. Mine was to get better. Mine was to get better, to look after myself, to make myself feel appreciated, to not take too much notice of all the overwhelming things and the overwhelming stress around me, but just to carry on life and try and be as peaceful as possible, and to stop kind of rolling off other people's opinions, create my own opinion of myself. Now, that's not word for word at all, but it's the basis of it. And this promise is something that stuck with me. And because it was to myself, it was almost like a contract that I signed into. And this is what I want other people to do on their journey. I want you to sign yourself into a contract with yourself. And I don't care if you've got mental health issues, if you're just looking for a bit of improvement in your life, if you're looking to change your life in any way, if you're looking to have more control over your thoughts or whatever it is, sign a contract with yourself to do that, to better yourself, to feel comfortable with yourself, right? Because it's important. You are the most important thing in your life, right? And I know people may have kids and they say, no, my kids are the most important thing in my life. Absolutely not. You are the most important thing, because if you're not good and you're not feeling good and you're putting everyone else before you, that means other people suffer. When you put yourself first, when you make sure you are good, that is when you can best serve those around you. If you serve yourself first, you will serve others better. I promise you that. I have been in service to other people since I was a fucking teenager. Whilst you're depressed and trying to help people, it is very difficult. When you feel better, you can serve people a lot better, and you have a lot more information and a lot more you have, well, lead by example, right? You have better examples for people, and this promise, I've stuck to it. I've absolutely stuck to it every single fucking day. I haven't stopped in 3 years. 3 years I've dedicated to myself to get better. And there have been roadblocks, there's been stop signs, there's been all sorts of shit that has popped up to stop me getting to where I want to be, but I don't take any of it. I keep fucking moving because it's important. This is my life as much as it's your life, and you need to take control of it. All right. Woo. So, as I say, program's going to be out very, very soon. Just waiting for that little bit of feedback, and then it will be out. And there are going to be other sections. If you want to dive a little bit deeper, there's going to be sections on trauma, and there's going to be sections on the subconscious, going deeper into certain practices, understanding the practices. And it's going to evolve. As I evolve and I learn more and I work with more people, it will evolve on its own, and there will be more sections added. And it's all up to you. Depends what you want to do. If you enjoy the free model, and please have a look at the others. And if there's anything that you personally feel can be improved on it, I'm always open to feedback. Negative, positive, it doesn't matter. I'm always open to feedback. So please, as soon as it's available, I will let you all know on here. It will be available on the website, but please get back to me and let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening, and I hope that maybe some of you will start your list. It's a good time to start it. Being in coronavirus, there's a lot of thoughts that can be flying around your head, having so much spare time. So it's a good practice to get into. And if you're watching this, then I'd imagine that you probably want to do a promise to yourself as well. Write up that contract, sign it, date it, and move forward with it. All right. For now, I'm out. There's going to be a couple more videos I'm going to do this week. There's a few things that I want to talk about, and I will get that program to whoever wants it and whoever asks for it as soon as possible. Thanks, guys.